Welcome to the Popish Plot. I'm Mike.
I'm Jessica.
And with us once again is our pilgrimage advisor,
Anthony of Petoskey.
As we continue our tour through the four last things, we next are going to go to hell. And, well, as we were talking about it and we looked at Nate's schedule and saw that he wasn't available, we thought, there is no one who spending time with feels more like hell than Anthony.
Thank you.
You're totally welcome.
And we are reviewing the location of hell, so I guess he's our person in charge of reviewing places.
Yes.
Be the Virgil to our show.
Well, thank you for having me on again.
It's a privilege.
I'm so glad to be here. So glad to be back. And Nate told me you had a place you wanted him. You wanted me to review. He said going there would be very easy, but getting back would be a little on the difficult side. And he did not. It did not disappoint.
Well, that's good.
At first, I thought maybe he was talking about the Hotel California.
Sure. You can check out any time you want, but you can never leave.
In fairness, I'm not entirely certain that I was wrong. It was very difficult to get back. But I must say, that place had everything. I mean, there were Sisyphean tasks, unrelenting torturers, worms that did not die, fires that could not be quenched.
Okay, see,
Everything.
most people consider hell a negative. That's like it's one thing that everyone agrees on. Bad place.
I can see why they would think that. I imagine based on the issue, based on some of the responses I've gotten to reviews I've placed with you before, that many of your viewers probably are not of the type that would like this.
Well, in general, the one thing we can all agree on is that, yes, we like to avoid hell, but it's good to know what you're avoiding.
Yes, and I can understand why they may feel that way, but at the same time, this place has everything.
See, I think that's the downside. It has everything.
I mean, it had 24-hour news cycles.
Oh,
Like multiple of them, cycles. It wasn't just like one. It was like all of them, all the time.
let me propose an analogy and let me know whether or not this is accurate.
Okay.
Is every day in hell kind of like the worst day on Twitter, but never ending?
So you've been there.
I've seen a lot of bad takes. I've seen a lot of meltdowns, a lot of pile-ons.
Yes. It's very much like the worst of Twitter.
Okay.
It's or what people refer to as the worst of Twitter. I mean, everybody's backbiting. Nobody agrees with each other, and when they do, it's only because they think there's something that they can get out of it.
It brings out everyone's worst instincts.
Yes.
All right.
People there tend to be their most unrestrained, depraved selves.
But at least they're honest.
They are very honest about who they are. Yes.
Okay. So in many of the other locations you've talked about, and we appreciate you being an intrepid traveler on our behalf. A lot of these have been hard to get to. You had to take weird side roads. You've had to go past places, ignore warning signs, jackalope crossings. But I've heard, around that the road that leads to hell is broad and easy. So would you tell us more about how one gets there?
It's very well paved. It is very broad, fairly smooth. Not a lot of ups and downs or roundabouts or definitely. Well, actually, there's a lot of roundabouts. In fact, there's one stretch where it's literally you go from one roundabout to the next, only to then go to another roundabout.
Sounds like you're already in
Some
hell.
Some of them go from clockwise to suddenly counterclockwise, but they don't actually put up any signs as to which direction the next one's going.
I'm pretty sure that's in Oakland County.
It's very exciting.
Exciting. Okay, yeah, I could see there's a word for it.
So first off, all the things. Getting to hell is quite easy.
Okay, that's good, I guess.
The first step is all the things that they tell you don't do, or you're gonna go to hell. Don't worry about those.
Okay.
Then you take when you get to the T junction, where there's a sign, this way to friendship with God.
Yeah.
And this way, everybody else. Just follow everybody else.
Okay, you go with the crowd.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right.
There are a lot of people heading down this road. Now, some people do turn off at times. Some people actually do U-turns in the middle of the road and head back the other way.
Sure.
But there are lots of people that are all going this direction. So it's not real hard to miss the signs because you just kind of stay in traffic with everybody else.
Well, I mean, you don't want to make waves.
Exactly. Now, the one downside is it's very smooth and easy going.
Would you say there's like a gentle downward slope?
Yeah. Gentle downward slope. Lots of lanes.
Oh,
so plenty of
good.
thorough for the road. However, right at what we'll call it the city limits.
All right.
That road goes from like 20 lanes.
Yeah.
Down to like 2, and it's each lane is one way. So once you get it, so basically you get across the city line.
Didn't even realize there'd be a lane out.
Nobody's going that way.
Okay.
It's actually the only section of road that isn't well maintained. So nobody goes that way.
I got you.
But basically you get across the city lines and suddenly it goes from doing 75 all the way,
just cruise along, smooth as silk,
to dead stop, bumper to bumper.
I've often compared that to hell. Sure, makes sense.
There are people who are walking that are actually going faster than the cars.
Is it like in a movie where there are people using walkers who are going faster than you, like in the opening of Office Space?
Yes, it's very much like that.
That'd be incredibly frustrating.
And when it does widen back out to multiple lanes, the one that's moving is the one that you're not in.
And let's say I fight the crowds to get into that lane. I'm assuming it then comes to a grinding halt, and the lane I've just departed starts moving swiftly, or relatively swiftly.
Exactly.
All right. See, none of these things sound like the positive that you're spinning it as. Like, I'm waiting for you to just state that at a certain point you have to get out and literally get in a handbasket or something, and that was like so exciting because of the weave.
Well, the handbasket comes later.
Well, I mean,
it's very well. I'd say it's very well woven, but it actually has a number of holes and spots.
In fairness, our brother Anthony has said that this place has everything.
Everything. A lake of fire, pits of brimstone smoke.
Ooh, that
you
sounds
sure
like it would sting the eyes.
Are you sure you just didn't go to Florida?
I'm pretty sure. No, I'm not positive, but I'm pretty sure.
Well, Disney's there.
There were some rather large rodents.
Of unusual size, you say?
Rodents of unusual size, yes.
I wonder what William Goldman has to say about this. So, would you feel that... Would you characterize it as... How shall I put this? Hell is the freedom that the world promises? Like, just do what you want and then you'll be happy? Would that characterize your visit to hell?
You know, to be honest,
yeah, please,
yes,
that'd be refreshing.
As much as everybody was getting to do whatever they wanted, it really seemed that people were not happy there.
Well, I know very few people who enjoy being in traffic jams, or unquenchable fire.
I mean, quite honestly, when we discussed this before we called you, we all thought that surely even Anthony would be like, hell is horrible, this is how it's so bad, and go from there. And yet you're the most optimistic about eternal damnation I've ever heard.
Well, I mean, it was a very interesting experience. I don't really know that I want to do it again.
Well, in fairness, people put a spin on this place has everything as if that's only good, but it could be that Anthony means everything, including all the things you don't want. Like, demagogues.
Oh, they were all there.
Oh. Well, I guess that's where they belong.
All the biggest and best demagogues.
All the people who are full of pride and are puffed up and lacking charity.
Yep. There were the Chad Jocks, and there were the Mean Girls, and there were lots of different people there, and some of them were
the self-righteous.
Oh, everybody there was self-righteous.
I am unsurprised.
Well, except for the people who were so negative about themselves that they couldn't see past the negativity.
So, I don't know about you, but I know that Nate is a big fan of C.S. Lewis.
Yes.
And his novel, The Great Divorce.
I've heard of this book.
Do you think the image of hell as a place where everyone is closed in on themselves, would you say that's accurate? I mean, it was just a theological speculation for good old Jack, but...
I didn't really notice it at the time.
Okay.
But now that you mention it...
I do.
It really sort of seemed like everybody was there doing their own thing. They were all there.
Yeah.
But they weren't, there.
No one was really present, and there was no sense of community between the damned souls.
Yeah, you could say that.
Okay. All right. That sounds perfectly awful.
I mean, if that's the sort of thing that you're not into, but
I'm kind of curious about eternal union with God and all of His faithful.
Well, now that you mention it,
I do.
I should amend my previous statement.
Oh, please do.
Earlier, when I said this place has everything, that is actually the one thing this place doesn't have. Not anywhere.
Huh.
It's almost like it's the one place where, well, God is not there because he has, because he sustains everything.
Yeah, everyone still exists.
That as far as the experience of God goes, not there.
Oh my.
Yeah, it was. Let's just say it was a bit of a revelation. Kind of an awakening. I mean,
I find myself extremely surprised to say what I'm about to say, but I'm glad you made it out.
I am too. For those of you who are thinking about going there, I know I usually recommend the places that I review
pretty much everywhere.
Pretty much everywhere. But
the more heretical and outrageous, the more highly recommended.
While I will say, if this is really the place you want to go, that is your choice. Having been there once, I'm okay with not having the shirt to prove it. But they had so many souvenir shops.
Well,
they were all overpriced, and the souvenirs fell apart pretty much as soon as you had them in your hand.
That sounds pretty typical. Yeah. Hell, it's a terrible tourist trap.
Oh my goodness, it is a tourist trap.
See, and I thought that was only Hell, Michigan.
Wow.
Huh.
That's
okay.
an adequate way of describing it. It's like the worst tourist trap.
A place of ultimate unsatisfaction. Huh. Well, ladies and gentlemen, please comment below with your appreciation for the fact that our intrepid pilgrimage advisor, Anthony Petoskey, for you, has gone all the way to hell and back. We're not sure how, but we're going to take him at his word because this cat gets into weird places.
It's all in how you pay the ferryman.
I'd rather not.
Fair enough.
So, give this episode a like, subscribe to our channel, ring the church bell to be notified the next time we take a tour of a supernatural realm, or the next time that Nate's not available and Anthony visits us, because I'm somehow confident that will happen again. It's mystifying. And until next time, remember to live your faith
love your faith,
Very good.
And share
share
the
that
love.
love.